Was there trouble with the development of Frontiers of Pandora? Avatar Theory here, hope you're doing well and having a fantastic day. And recently on InsiderGaming.com, Tom Henderson posted an extensive article titled Inside Ubisoft From Low Morale to Internal Tensions. And this is an extensive article talking about most of the recent games released by Ubisoft as well as their upcoming games, and I recommend you read the article yourself as it is quite, like I said, detailed and very interesting. And although I am of course very interested in the upcoming projects like the new Far Cry games, the upcoming Assassin's Creed titles, there's talks about a Splinter Cell remake, what I want to focus on in this video is Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Now the paragraph that does focus on Frontiers goes as follows, quote, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, a game that was announced to be in development at Massive in March of 2017, was intended to launch to coincide with The Way of Water and capitalize on its inevitable success. However, after several delays, the game launched in December 2023 with limited marketing. At the time of writing, sources revealed that the game has accumulated 1.9 million players, estimated $133 million in revenue. For context, Massive's last two AAA games, The Division in 2016 and The Division 2 in 2019, did $330 million and $264 million roughly in their initial launch weeks, end quote. Now of course right there you can see that the Division franchise did much better than Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, and we know that Frontiers was, like the article states, initially expected to launch in December of 2022 alongside The Way of Water. I do feel that had Frontiers launched around the same time of The Way of Water, the game would have been much more successful than it already is, but of course it was delayed by a whole year, which indicates that there was obviously some problems with the game. Now, I currently, at the making of this video, have not finished the story of Frontiers of Pandora, just due to work and life-related reasons keeping me busy, and I am very close to completing the game, and I will have a full comprehensive review discussion once I finish the main story, including some of the side content. But to give you, or to summarize my thoughts so far in one sentence, is that as an Avatar fan, I absolutely love the world and the lore in Frontiers of Pandora, but as a gamer, the game has some questionable design choices. So that should give you sort of an idea of my early thoughts on the game. Now, going back to the article, it does say that the game launched in December 2023 with limited marketing, and that is frankly very true, because I remember around the launch or just before the launch of Frontiers of Pandora, I was wondering why there wasn't really a marketing push for this game. Yes, you had some Twitter posts, some Instagram posts, you had a few discussions here and there, but there wasn't really much marketing behind this game. You had some interviews by IGN of the developers, and some content creators had some early access on the game, but frankly there wasn't really much of a marketing push. And Avatar is one of the biggest franchises ever. I mean, if you look at other titles that launched last year, like Spider-Man 2, like Starfield, yes, those are probably much bigger gaming franchises, and of course Spider-Man is a very big character on its own. You could see the marketing for those games all over the place. You could see it in buses, you could see it on buildings, subways had marketing for Spider-Man 2. Even here in Norway, there was a massive launch event for Starfield, and with Frontiers of Pandora, I just didn't see that hype around the game. Now, 1.9 million players is still a lot, but it just seems that somewhere something went wrong that caused this massive delay of the game. And as I'm playing Frontiers of Pandora, there is still a ton of bugs in the game. I feel that honestly the game would have been better if it was delayed even more. Of course, that would have pushed it further away from the release of The Way of Water, but so many people have sent me DMs, commented on videos, and asked me a workaround to game-related bugs. Because as you essentially have one save for your character, if you have a game-breaking bug, then you're kind of stuck with that one save. I was surprised by that choice, because a game like Assassin's Creed Valhalla allows you to have multiple save files, so if you had, for example, some sort of bug that stopped you from progressing, you could have loaded a previous save, but Frontiers of Pandora does not allow that, and like I said, I've personally experienced many bugs in the game. Some of them where NPCs just doesn't show up, where quests doesn't progress, and some bugs where I just completely fall through the world. Luckily, I've not, touch wood, I've not experienced a game-breaking bug yet. Most of those bugs were just fixed by exiting the game and loading back in, or fast traveling to a different location, then fast traveling back. And even though social media is constantly posting about characters and the world of Frontiers of Pandora, I've not yet seen any other update in a while, so hopefully the developers are working on a massive bug fix for the game. But like I said, with the game launching with limited marketing, as the article states, and with over a year of delay, I am curious what went wrong with the development of the game. I mean, one of the things that immediately stands out to me going back to the trailers of Frontiers of Pandora is that it shows your character a lot of times in third-person cutscenes. When you exit the base for the first time in the beginning of the game, when you see your Ikran, when you meet certain characters, your character is shown in third-person perspective, or at least from the cutscenes, and those exact cutscenes play out from a first-person perspective when playing the game. So obviously something from that design changed, because although it was and has always been planned to be a first-person game, you can clearly see that some of the cutscenes were planned to be in third person, but that changed last minute. And I say last minute because some of the gameplay or extensive trailers we saw at the Ubisoft Forward event in 2023 showed your character in third person. So that was 6 months before the game released, and that changed 6 months before the game released. So like I said, obviously something changed last minute. Now looking forward, looking at the rest of the article, they also talk about 2025, 2026 and beyond, talking about a new Ghost Recon, 2 new Far Cry games, Assassin's Creed titles, the Splinter Cell remake, the remake of Assassin's Creed Black Flags. But interestingly enough, the article does not mention anything about another Avatar title. Now, of course, we still have 2 DLC expansions set to release this year, so it's probably too early to talk about another Avatar game, but with Avatar 3 releasing next year and 2 more Avatar movies planned after that, one would have expected that if Ubisoft had massive success with Frontiers of Pandora, they probably would have planned a sequel for this game around maybe 2027 or 2028, possibly to release alongside Avatar 4, but there's just no mention about continuing this franchise, which makes me wonder if we will see another Avatar game after Frontiers of Pandora. I do hope that we will see another game down the line, and I do hope that with Avatar 3 releasing next year, that around that time maybe we'll get a standalone expansion to Frontiers of Pandora that could tie in a lot of stuff from Frontiers of Pandora to Avatar 3. But honestly, I wouldn't mind if we see some spin-off Avatar games. For example, what Halo Wars did to the Halo franchise. You know, you had this real-time strategy Halo game that somewhat tied into the lore of the Halo universe, but could also be played by itself. Imagine there was an Avatar strategy game where you could play as the Na'vi, and when you play multiplayer or online, you can also play with the RDA. That would be quite fun, to be honest. I can imagine playing a strategy game where you play as the RDA. That would honestly be a lot of fun. But of course, with all of the stuff needing to go by Lightstorm Entertainment and needing the approval, all the designs needing approval. I remember reading an interview where it was stated that the developers had to get the green light from every change, every character design, every artwork that they did for Frontiers of Pandora needed the thumbs up from Lightstorm Entertainment. So it won't be as easy as just, grabbing a couple of comics and just getting the license and making the game. You need to work with Lightstorm Entertainment. But like I said, I wouldn't mind some spin-off Avatar titles. But in any case, as I said, the link to this article is in the description and the pinned comment below, and I highly recommend you read it yourself. But what are your thoughts on the sales and player base on Avatar Frontiers of Pandora? Do you think something major went wrong with development, and do you think we will see another Avatar game in the future? Let me know in the comments below, and for more Avatar content, have a look at the rest of my channel. Until next time, have a fantastic day and stay safe.